reality, right? Well, market never goes down. What's up? Oh, hey, now let's see if it works 2 days in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Kenny Glick. I've been trading 30 years, and I realize, and I know for a fact, you shouldn't believe anybody making YouTube videos about the market. That's why since 2007, I've been inviting you to come to my website to witness what we do. Today, it might not look like it on the surface. It is one of the best days we've had in 6 months. Every trade worked. Every trade, even pre-market stuff. And we got guys in our chat room that are banging these out, helping each other. We got guys that are up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm still in bed. My guys are out there trading. And then we just get focused. Market opens up. We know exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at, obviously, the VERI stock being accumulated. We're looking at that CCL. So let me show you some charts now that I could show you some charts. Check this shit out, people. Or maybe not. See, now it doesn't work. What happened? No, it's not working. Oh, wait, there it is. All right, you're not going to believe it, but I'm going to say it anyway, okay? And this is why I tell you, listen, I'm not going to go live at 8 o'clock in the morning and do this all on YouTube when I'm doing it for, people that have been with me since 07. Be part of the crew, right? So CCL, right? They report earnings. Standard procedure, right? Wait for the knee-jerk reaction. The knee-jerk reaction got you up to 1796, right? Bang, bang. And by the way, I'm doing this work on my other computer, so you guys can't see it, but you'll see the red lines pop up. And right now, CCL is actually a buy right this second. We're in from 1643 because this, see where it broke the low of the day and then came back? That gives us that risk reward. So we could buy it right here, 1643, using the 1636. Now, this is one of those trades where it doesn't matter if it works. If you consistently take trades where you're risking 6 cents to try to make yourself maybe 50 or $1, who the hell knows where it's going to go if it gets over the VWAP. But at the end of the day, you're only risking the 6 cents because you're buying it. Here's your fake out. There's the little shakeout. And here comes, we're not breaking out, but you got the faux and the show. Now, but before I even get started on what we're in right now, let's talk about what we were doing right here. You see, you mark the top, you mark the bottom. That's your, sorry, wrong candle. The knee-jerk reaction candle right there. The low of the candle and the high of the candle. See what I'm doing right there? So I'm working on two computers simultaneously right now. So I am a reversion trader. So when I see a stock that's up on earnings, I think to myself, I want to short it. I don't care about what they said. They said they had a blowout quarter, record number of people going on cruises. Doesn't matter. If it breaks the blue line, short it. Boom. 1752. And again, whenever you get into a trade, what do you say to yourself? Why am I getting into this? What am I going to do if I'm wrong? And what am I going to do if I'm right? So somebody said to me, well, what happens when it hits the VWAP and then rips back above, jiggles around, and chops around? I'll show you. Prior candle highs. That's it. You just use price right back in the face of the trade you're in. And by the way, we're long right now, hoping this thing breaks 1666. Come on. So, and again, it's easy for me to say, yay, we're in the stock, blah, blah, blah. But if you were with us, you'd know why we were in this thing. And now we're waiting to see if it breaks. If you have 1,000 shares at 1643, you know what you're doing here? You're taking a couple of hundred shares and saying, thanks. You take the $30 off the table. Now you got 700 shares. And if it rolls over and you get stopped out flat, at least you made the $30. But let me just walk you through how awesome this trade already has been by 1039. First trade, pre-market, rips up, starts to roll. Short it. So when it broke the VWAP right here at 1750, I love a half number break, and I love a VWAP break. The top of the candles are your stops, 1767, 1780, and 1796. That's it. There's nothing left to do. And you have the orange line telling you that's where it could fall to if it rolls, because that's what the market does. If you get through today's VWAP, market stocks tend to retrace back to prior day VWAP. And then you write this statement. If it doesn't hold prior day VWAP, then it usually goes lower. Whee! Look what it did. And we were covering on the way down, and we were complaining because I covered most right here. We got to the orange line. You got 1,000 shares at 1750. I'm covering 600 shares at 1709. And then wham, I left 600, almost $1,000 on the table as it starts going down, and I'm covering on the way down on this one. Where'd it go? What is that doing? Sorry, this one I was out because it was getting close to the open. Right. So this is the one I covered. And then it tanked. I got a little upset because I left money on the table, but that's all right. You see how it got rejected at the VWAP and then rejected at the VWAP, and then it broke the VWAP? I'm in. I bought it. Look what happened. It starts to roll over. But the prior candle lows, right? So if I'm buying VWAP, I look to where it pivoted from. Bang, bang, bang. Those are my 3 stops. And my entry price felt good at the time at 1673. And as soon as I bought it, I was like, uh-oh. Maybe this was a bad entry. I bought the 1650s for 35 cents at the same time. It pulled back. We thought we were going to get stopped out, but it never broke the price. And then came the rebound, and we grew our nutsack, and we said, oh, we held the jiggle. Let's buy more now, because now we're feeling like we're going to get paid. We bought more on the way back up, 1670, orange line, bang, cash. And at this point, if you heard my commentary, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm thinking, here we go, right? And in this moment, once it got to where we wanted, we sold more than half, about 70, again, 1,000 shares, 600 shares. We got 400 left. I'm thinking these last 400 are going to rip to $18, no problem. And then it rolls over. But as you make money, you adjust your stops. So you clear this out. Once you're selling some at 17, now your stops are where you broke out from, which is basically now the 1678 was my final stop. And then right there, where it kind of pivoted off, I'm using that as a stop. So I got stopped out on the way back down, 1690, 1678, and then it broke VWAP. You know what we did? We shorted it. Boom! And we got paid back down to 1640. And then it just hovers around, never broke down. Now we're covering and we're going long, all in one stock. Take a look at ALT. Nothing could have been better than this one. Starting the day with a faux show, bro. I woke up. My boy Clot Shot's already been trading this on the short side. On the long side, I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. Here it is. So I came in late. I saw all this happening, right? I saw all that pre-market activity that's already happened. And then look right here. You got yourself a VWAP. Here's the fake out, shake out. This is your what we call the jiggle or the shuffle. And now you got your ass crack here. There's your VWAP break. Triple top break. How are you not buying the stock? 740 got us to the 812. We're selling some there at 808, 809, 811, 812. Down to the last 400 shares. Woo! Tax on another $1 just for shits and giggles. And we're selling. I know I got out right here on the way up through the 9. Left 68 cents on the table, but who gives a shit? And you know what we did next? You know what we did next. You see what we did next. Profit taking ensues. You see that candle right there? We're shorting it. We're shorting it at 9, using the prior candles at 925 and 938 as our outs. And then it rolls, gets back to the VWAP, and we're covering. It's insane. It's insane. And that's just 2 names. You guys know how much I love VERI, right? Are you not buying this stock yet? The Glick fund is accumulating. Every dip is a buy. So you know this stock's being bought on dips, and then it sets up with a faux show, bro. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, and you're not sitting here loading the fuck up on this stock? What are you waiting for? You got $5 calls that you're sitting pretty with at 20 cents. They're trading the 1250s on this thing. By the way, this is the one I was showing you yesterday. Look at this chart. Look at this chart on the 3-year. It's just coming out of the dungeon. They run. They run. Someone said to me, oh, but it's already up 100%. From where? From all-time lows? No one's buying it at $1.50. $3 is just getting started. Never forget what Carvana did. Every time you see this trade and you say, oh, it's already up 200%, that's nothing. If the stock's fallen from 90 to $1, retracing back to $9 is nothing. And these are the best trades because the options are dead. Nobody even gives a shit about this stock until they do. And we're already in it. So when the sheep come in and bring it to 950, then you hand it to the sheep. That's when you call your cousin. Yeah, I got this great stock, VERI. I think you should buy it at 950. I'm selling it to him right now. Fuck your cousin. Because he doesn't know what he's doing. And if you know anything about the SOXL, right? SOX has been running the show. This is the semiconductor index. Look at this freaking roll. So as soon as the SOX started to roll, and again, I didn't short the SOX, but as the SOX goes, so goes the Qs. And I know, crazy. We actually shorted the Qs and we stayed short from 934 to almost the lows of the day. Finally got stopped out on that candle right there when it broke back above where it broke down from. And now I'm not short the Qs anymore. But we actually shorted the Qs and we're able to live to tell the tale. Think about how many trades we've already done. And that was all by 10:05. Alt 3 times. Carnival Cruise Line right now, baby! Yeah! Carnival Cruise Line. We're back in long with a 6-cent risk. If you can't take a 6-cent risk, you can't be a trader. You can't take a 6-cent risk with unlimited potential. You're never going to make money. It doesn't matter if these trades work. It's great that they do. It's great when you know what you're doing and they do tend to work out, but it doesn't matter if they work. You just have to be ready to accept that they don't work and get out of the ones that don't work. Because if this would have rolled over right here, we would have taken a $60 loss on 1,000 shares. But now instead of taking a 60-cent loss, you made yourself $300. And that's just one freaking trade over the last 20 minutes. This is the 19th trade we've had on already. And we're just trying to make a day's pay. We made 38,000 times a day's pay today. Sick. Guys, I have a mug with my own picture on it. You can trust me. But don't trust me. Don't trust me. Trust the trade. Trust the process. I don't like calling it a system because it's just a shady word in this industry. Everybody's got a system. Like me and my dad used to laugh about it. Everybody's got a system. The system guy, he's always a scammer. This is not a system. It's a setup. You trade price and VWAP, and then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sure, you want your trades to work, but if you keep consistently taking trades where if you lose, they're small losses, and if you win, they're large wins, you could go 1 for 10 a day and still come out ahead with proper risk management. And that's why I consistently say the track record, when you hear people talking about that track record, it's bullshit. Win-loss ratio, garbage, means nothing. Because what they're not telling you is how bad the losses were when they took them. Us, on the other hand, pequeño, minuscule losses when they're losses. Unless you choose to ignore. So if you're sitting here and you're saying, well, I thought you said to buy CCL. This thing's tanking. I'm getting crushed. Why didn't you sell it? Well, I figured it would come back because you seem to like it a lot. No. There's no figuring, Jimmy. It is happening. Do something about it. If it breaks this price, you sell. Oh, but you seem to really like the stock. Yeah, just like VERI. I think the stock's going to 920. If this stock's ever under 420, I'm not in it. And then again, I don't know if I'm going to let it go back to 420 at this point. But there's going to be a day where I dump this fucker and I start hating on it, right? Just like every other piece of garbage I trade. Like Jumama. We crushed this stock. You heard me 2 weeks ago, right? I couldn't have loved this thing anymore. But we got exactly what we came for. Here's your 3-year chart. We got the 650, we got to the 750. Obviously at 750, I'm thinking we were going to the 9, right? But then we rolled over. And then the posture of the stock changed and we said, "See you. We're moving on to the next one." And then you just go back to the bread and butter. Earnings reversals. And again, I'm down to just, this is my only swing trade I have on other than just naked puts and shorting UVXY. I don't own stocks right now. As a matter of fact, I'm short the fucking Qs, but I'm still losing. I got SQQ calls on. They stink. It's another $1,000 out the window trying to time the market on the downside. You realize we haven't gone anywhere since March 5th. All we're doing is chopping around in a 12-point range. And I'll tell you something. I'm saying when, because I still think we are going to go down at some point this year. And there'll be a moment where we actually sell off and people will be questioning whether the bear market is back or the bull market's over or whatever. It's never over. All right? Just get that through your heads. It's never over. Market never goes down, ever. Even when it does, it's not going to stay down. So in fact, it never goes down. But it kind of does go down. I know. What was my point there? I don't know what my point was, but yeah, it has been, you look at the market overall right now, it seems like a lazy day. We have lit everything on fire. It's insane how much shit we did today. Insanity. And my boys trading the futures too. If you haven't traded VWAP, if you haven't traded futures without VWAP, you're missing out. They're usually clean breaks. Once you learn the setup and the mechanics of the market, you can trade whatever you want. I wouldn't suggest you trade small cap stocks with zero volume because there's less flow and you don't have options that are liquid and you're not getting, pure moves because of the lack of liquidity. You get these spurts and drops and the bids open up for spreads. You just avoid those stocks. That's why we're trading CCL with 45 million shares on it by 11 o'clock. That's where you want to be. You want to be trading ALT, right? ALT, 7 million shares by 11 o'clock with flow and earnings. I mean, and half point increments on options with thousands of contracts being traded. Trying to trade Rambus, it's impossible. That's why I never talk about it. I own it, and I'm hoping for the best that it goes higher. A year and a half from now, you can't trade that stock. The spreads are ridiculous. The options are dead, and you can't trade it. So you don't. There's so much opportunity on everything else. Once you understand what to focus on, and once you get it, you're never going to unget it. Come and see what we're doing. Next Thursday is going to be fucking off the rails. I got Sebastian coming on. I got Vaz coming on. I'm going to try to round up the old crew. We're going to get lit. Talk about the market. April 4th. Make sure you're there. There will be no schmooze tomorrow. I'm going out. Am I going out? What am I doing tomorrow? Actually, there might be a schmooze. It might be a late time schmooze. I got to go to the accountant finally. Figure out what the hell I owe. But come and check this shit out, man. Because just me talking about it it sounds silly. It sounds silly until you're living it. And you're like, oh shit, this shit does work. And sometimes it's as simple as I bought it here, I sell it here. And again, with CCL, and again, why CCL is a really great microcosm. When the stock went to 1706 this morning, right? 100% convinced I thought we were going to 1750. 100% convinced. And then it didn't. And I got stopped out. That's trading. The day you say, I'm not using stops, I'm not selling because I think this is going to happen, is the day you lose money, and the day you turn a small loss into a big loss, and it makes it that much harder to get back into the black. Don't be afraid to lose. That's my advice today. All right. I'll see you guys in cyberspace. Hope you guys are learning a few things. Come to the website, see it live. Come and witness some of these guys on my website. We're all just a bunch of nudniks trying to help each other survive this business. And when you see it, you'll never unsee it. It's not about whether VERI goes to 750. We're sitting pretty with this name, obviously. We're in from 420 with $5 calls at 20 cents. Sold $10 calls against it yesterday at 20 cents. It's free money. But you got to understand why I fell in love with this stock, why I was on the Jumama, why Carvana was a sick buy at 750, a year and a half ago. It's always the same thing. And once you get it, it takes a while. But with me guiding you, you won't have the distractions of anything else. There's no stochastics, Bollinger Bands, clouds. There's no regression channels and no Fibonacci. None of it means anything. None of it serves a purpose. You're using VWAP and price. And that cuts right to the heart of what we're doing. Price. And sometimes it comes down to 2 cents on whatever trader. Oh, I was in CCL earlier. It pulled back. I almost got stopped out. 2 cents away. But it held. Because that was the price it held earlier. And then it rebounded 20 cents. That was $200 more that I made just because I knew where to put the stop. I'll show you. Peace. Good luck. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, bud. Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm not doing a good job as a promoter. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe and tell 10 friends. All right. There you go. I did my job. All right. And I'm also on TikTok and StockTwits and Twitter and all those other things. Come follow me. Better yet, come and just witness what we do live. All right. You all have a great day out there.